On days when I am not doing so well and on those when I have to remind myself that it will all be okay in the end. On days when I find myself on the verge of losing hope and on those when my vulnerabilities threaten to expose my closed soul. If there's one thing that has always been a constant during all these days, it is your words that still echo in my ears and pull me out of the quicksand of my insecurities, and your relentless faith in me which keeps driving me through thick and thin. Mother darling, come what may. You were, you are and you will always be my saving grace. We often hear that all the world's a stage and we, humans, are here just to play different characters until we have finally unmasked all that is hidden till the day of final showdown. So this Mother's Day, remind that woman in your life how special she is, how much you cherish her presence, how much you value her existence. Reassure her that there's no one else you would rather give up everything for, just to ensure that she gets the best role play on this stage. Tell her that the wrinkles on her face or the caustic burns on her hands don't make her any less beautiful. Tell her that she has a heart of gold that shines more than diamonds she always craves for. Tell her that no matter what, you will always look up to her even when she fails to put her best foot forward. Tell her that you would be the happiest person alive if you could imbibe even a bit of the selflessness that runs through her veins. It's time you express how you really feel. How her multitasking skills still leave you in awe and you can't help but think that superhumans do exist. Make a promise to yourself that when old age casts its shadow upon her, you'll make her feel wanted and cared for the same way she's been making you feel all these years. Promise yourself that, in her difficult times, you will hold her hand just like she held yours when you were little. Today, you make a promise to lift her spirits each time she slips on the brink of low self-esteem. It's time for you to recall that your father may be the breadwinner of the family, but it's her who always made sure that you never went to sleep hungry. From the day you opened your eyes and the first time she heard you cry, you have come a long way to make a place for yourself in this otherwise mean world. So today, you make a promise to yourself to become a better human, if not for yourself, then for her, because you owe it to the one who protected you from all the evil and hurt by carrying you inside her for 9 long months. Owe it to her who endured the excruciating yet unimaginable pain of giving birth. On days when you feel like distancing yourself away from her, remind yourself of all those times when she picked you up and held you closer to her chest after you fell from the roller coaster of emotions. On days when you don't feel like paying heed to her word of caution, remind yourself of all those times when she was there to listen to you even when you had literally nothing to say to her. When she asks you to accompany her to a nearby temple or just stroll at a departmental store, remind yourself of all those times when she deliberately chose to forego her desires just to see you smile. And while you do so, just don't forget to thank her for all those times when her undivided attention made you feel the most special child. Remind yourself of all those times when both of you were ill and yet she was the one who kept your best interests above her well-being. Don't forget to thank her for all those days when she kept you sane when your sanity was at stake and your conscience was crying for help. Don't forget to thank her for those long, comforting conversations that were often accompanied with life-changing lessons, during all those phone calls that you never really intend to receive in the first place. Don't forget to remind yourself that she is the one who never gave up on you even when you had given up on yourself. Tell yourself that no matter how much you try to not acknowledge her existence, she is that one person who will never cease to make you feel her presence. On days when she falls short of words to describe how she is really feeling at a given moment, pause for a while, refill your jar of patience and just caress her. Do it for all those times when her words didn't just heal your ailing mind, but they also rang a bell in your heart. You want to know what true love is? It's what she showers you with, without expecting anything in return. It is her who calls you every hour of the day without fail, even though you snapped at her for doing the same thing the previous day. Sooner or later, we all realize that despite all their grudges and foul exchange of words, there is something that is never lost. It is her companionship. It's her midnight text messages that come from nowhere just to remind you that you are loved. It's her assurance in the form of hugs and cuddles, tears and wrath that you keep getting every now and then. The gestures which remind you that no matter what, there's still one person on this earth who will always be there for you even when everything else falls apart. So this Mother's Day, don't just sing her praises and bring her flowers, but celebrate her insecurities as well as her flaws. Disclaimer: views expressed above are the author's own.